The focus of my research paper and oral presentation is hazing in sororities and fraternities. Hazing, by definition, is the act of initiating people into a group through distressing, shameful, or possibly even fatal tasks. It's an unnecessary act of humiliation and harm to people that just want to be included. The act of hazing has been traced back to the times of ancient Greece and Rome, where it was more about people earning their place in a group instead of humiliating those being hazed. Hazing began at colleges in the U.S. during the 19th century, where it quickly became a ritual that pledges had to go through for them to be accepted into a fraternity or a sorority. In most people's minds, hazing has become synonymous towards cruel or humiliating or harmful. According to an article written by David Hozansky, an estimated 130 hazing-related deaths have occurred since 1970. This averages at least 2 deaths every year due to the hazing, which might not seem like much. However, this doesn't include the thousands or possibly even millions of people that get hazed and manage to survive. Some people believe those in the wrong are the ones being hazed. This is the position usually taken by lawyers that work for universities when a university is charged with a felony or misdemeanor related to hazing. Others believe that hazing helps to challenge those being hazed in an effort to make them better people. Those in support of hazing don't usually agree with the more violent side of this unsafe ritual and only approve of less intense acts. Despite some people being in favor of hazing, we need to find a way to put an end to this dangerous custom. The first possible solution to stop hazing includes better educating staff, students, and organizations about the dangers of hazing, along with strict punishment to those found to be engaging in this hazardous practice. This option is a good idea in theory, but since many universities and Greek societies have already tried it, there hasn't been much of a difference in the amount of hazing that happens. Plus, there are plenty of universities and other organizations claiming to hold hazers accountable, even though most hazers get minimal punishment, if any. The second solution would be to completely shut down offending organizations. This option, however, would result in mass outrage, whether it be from people in the fraternity or sorority that didn't partake and therefore shouldn't get punished, or simply those that don't agree with harsh punishments, such as this. There's also the possibility that closing the offending organizations wouldn't completely stop hazing. This is because many fraternities and sororities have been able to hide their activities thus far, so there's no telling how far underground they are willing to go to continue this dangerous tradition. The third and final solution includes creating a way to anonymously report hazing, as well as team building opportunities for Greek societies. This would work nicely, but people are still weary of mechanisms that are confidential because of a mildly irrational fear that it might not be as confidential as it claims. People also tend to be more against team building exercises, but since they willingly joined their fraternity or sorority, there's the possibility that they would be more open to the idea. The team building opportunities would also hopefully help connect any new people to those already in the organization, so those in the organization wouldn't feel as compelled to haze. This makes the third option the best option. The first one hasn't done much since that's what's being used currently, and the second option, closing offending organizations, would have too much outrage in response to closing fraternities or sororities, even if they only closed offending ones. This last solution is the best middle ground between the first two options. It isn't as simple as saying known hazers will be held accountable, and it also isn't as severe as shutting down entire offending organizations. Hazing should be halted since it's a pointless demonstration of embarrassment and damage to individuals that only want to fit in. We need to find a way to end hazing in the hope of potentially saving many people's lives, especially one as beneficial as a confidential reporting system and more team building exercises for sororities and fraternities.